So I'm Caroline and I own Cote Lake District Weddings in the centre of the Lake District. So I've been a member of the Cumbria Chamber for quite a while, and you get your usual email pops into your inbox saying, do you want to do a BIAB, or do you want to do a first aid course, or do you want to do some social media training? This was a slightly different one, and it obviously was about branding and to meet the brand chap and to talk about something that was a bit bigger and more holistic. So it was about the business and how we could drive it forward, and it just sounded a lot more interesting. And it was offering a taster session up at Penrith, and it was at a time of the year when actually January we could afford time out of the business, and it was a bit of a trip to go and have a nosy at the North Lakes Hotel. So Steve and I, my partner, decided that we'd take some time out, have a bit of lunch and listen to Adam, and we were quite impressed with what we were listening to and the reactions as well of the audience, and decided that actually, yeah, we wanted to know a bit more. We were quite excited about the things that you were talking about, and we felt that we would be able to learn a lot from you. And even at that stage, it was a case of, can we afford to do this? We are a very small business, and for us it was a big leap of faith, but we felt that we were the kind of people that could take that forward, so we would take on board everything that was said, and basically we are just the two people that run the business, so for us it was a big investment, but really happy with it, so signed up on the day. I think when you are very alone in your business and there's only two of you running that business, you don't necessarily have a team around you. You can be quite isolated as well in location and networking. So we did very little networking, and I think it empowered me by having almost you there as a guru, saying, yes, you can do this, yes, have faith in what you're doing, and yes, what you're doing is right. But these are the tools we're going to give you even better, more focused ways of doing what you feel instinctively is right. It was like having a hand held for us. So for you to hold our hands and tell us, actually, yeah, you are doing the right things and you need to shout about it and be proud of it, that was probably the best thing that came out of session one. Session one, actually doing the session, was actually quite shocking. I didn't realise how emotionally charged it was going to be, and how, I suppose, you love your business, and that was quite revealing to me. And because Steve and I have only worked together for a relatively small amount of time, I think that it helped me to focus on how to develop a strategy going forward that involved both of us and not just me. It was about now sharing my baby, and that was very revealing, how much I felt almost defensive of what I'd already done in the past and where I'd got to, and then to say, actually, it's okay, I can move forward from this. And it's made me think differently, very differently, about myself, about my partner, and about the business, which has been great because it's actually driven the business forward really quickly. The business wasn't moving forward because we didn't have, probably was undercharging. I certainly didn't value my time, and felt almost had little confidence in myself and my own self-worth, therefore didn't believe that people would actually pay for that. What I've learned is that yes, there's a lot of knowledge, experience and expertise in what I am doing for clients, and now I feel that by targeting the right market and by targeting the ideal client, they have a lot of value in what I can offer. Therefore, the targeting is much better, and my profit margins have certainly increased because I have more confidence in charging correctly for that business. That then is actually giving me more cash flow to be able to reinvest and have confidence to keep reinvesting in the business and keeping it fresh. I think coming to the end, I think everybody in the group is quite sad because I think we've not just been on a course, we've actually done so much networking and so much helping each other. We sort of feel involved in a little way in everybody's business, and therefore are really interested in their success and how we can take that forward as a team. And I think it would be really key for us to be able to continue in some way to have that connection with the people that we've forged this relationship with. And I think it's fabulous that we've created this networking, and it needs to sort of keep momentum, really. I think we all get very, especially when your business is just on the cusp or struggling a little bit, you don't have the cash flow, you're worrying about making a budget because you don't have a budget necessarily. I think it's really important to set aside sometimes and take a leap of faith. And it's okay to invest, and it's good to invest in the business, but at least by investing in something that makes you better, you're investing in yourself, and it's in a way it's definitely a more targeted way, because you know that you're going to carry this through. You could put £1,000 behind advertising or Facebook or some kind of other marketing investment and not necessarily see the rewards. I think by taking it on board, investing in yourself, you're doing it in a bigger way, in a three-pronged attack, because you're making yourself better and more equipped to move forward. You're working on your business at the same time, moving it forward, and you're meeting other people. So for us, it was win-win-win all the way. It's totally brought us out of our shell, if you like, made us question a lot of the stuff that we were doing, and made us think very differently. And we couldn't have done that without somebody actually sitting there and pointing it out. Really loved the fact that we were doing homework, loved the fact that we were taking it back with us, sharing it with our partners, going through it as a business, and then re-evaluating it again the next month with the team, which was our networking team. So I think it was just incredible amount of value for money for us, that I've got so much more out of it than I ever expected to get out of it. And it's given me so much confidence to actually say, actually, £1,000, well worth it, well spent, and can't wait to see what we can do next. I suppose I'm a bit of a control freak in that, because it was investing in me, I knew then that I could be tooled with those tools, if you like, to take it forward, because I like to do everything myself. And so I was learning, I was growing, and it's made me a better person as well.